Let us know if you're from BlueTree or are you new to us. If you are new, just type new. Like you are not our BlueTree students and it's your first time watching our webinar, just type new in the chat.
I'll be sharing about the science, but I'll also be sharing something different today. I'll be sharing how to study smarter and not harder. Yeah. So as some of you may know, I like to read and I read a lot of education books, which is yeah, because I'm I'm in this line. So I came across a university paper recently about how to study smarter and not harder, and I find it very applicable to our primary 6 children. So later I'll share with you. Okay, will not be like a long sharing, okay, because I mean using again that university paper, okay, parents, all right, we all have this thing called the forgetting curve, which I think you all know. So effective learning, right, the best, right, is to keep it within an hour, right? So yeah, I think we will just go into it, and thank you very much for joining us today. So typically, you know, if you have come for our webinar, you will know that our webinars are not like other centers and or other schools. We really coach you, teach you the methods, you know, we just share, and we will make sure that you go off the webinar with a lot of good information and a lot of beneficial tips as well, okay? Because 1 hour, we know we are all very busy people. We want your time to be well spent with us. So along the way, please feel free to also ask us questions, you know, type in the chat, and I will do my best to answer. But don't ask me math questions too much, okay, parents, okay? My math is famous for to be horrible. Okay, I'll try my best. Okay, I'll let okay, we'll go on. We'll start. Yeah, I think
Okay, I'll start
Yeah, we
first.
got quite a lot of parents in already. Yeah.
Welcome parents. Let me do a quick introduction who BlueTree is and why BlueTree Education and not green tree or any other color, right? Yeah.
The children will ask me why not pink tree, blue, purple tree.
Yeah, so go and Google, okay, blue is really a very, very special color. It is the color of the sky, the sea, and it also is associated with depth and stability. When you see blue, it gives you a calming and relaxing effect. Okay, so that is why we want the children to come to BlueTree to feel this calmness, so that it's in a very safe environment for them to learn. And of course, blue is connected with these 4 words as well: wisdom, confidence, intelligence, and trust. And that is what we want to equip our children to have. So why tree, right? Tree is definitely like, you know, very symbolic. We want them to be deeply rooted to their foundation, okay, as they keep reaching out to the sky and grow and grow and grow and reach for greater heights. And the sky is your limit.
Yes.
What are these special numbers?
As you can see, this slide is obviously done by Teacher Faith.
Oh, numbers ma.
Numbers, yeah.
It definitely means a lot to us, because when we first started off, we only had less than 20 students, 1 center with 2 classrooms. And today
I had 1 student for 6 months.
1 student, 1-to-1.
Yeah, 1-to-1 for 6 months. And I begin to worry if my next meal would be a problem, because I've been
Yeah, so we have been together for 7 years, and to date we have 5 centers with another one coming up soon. Okay, so watch out for our you know, news in follow us on BlueTree, then you will get to find out where is the 6th branch. We have close to 50 teachers, very dedicated teachers, and we have definitely coached more than 10K students, more than 10,000 students. Okay, and today you are also one of those students that we are coaching. So it started in 2014. That's a sad story. 2015, 2 classroom, fewer than 20 students. But by 2015, we plucked out some courage and we opened our 2nd branch, because it was very close to you know, some schools that we were
previous
teaching
school
at.
that we taught. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the 3rd branch and the 4th branch happened within that year, okay, in 2018. And this year we started West Coast, the 5th branch. 6th branch is a mystery, okay? So our curriculum is based on this E3 framework, okay, which is explore, okay. So we allow our pupils to, oops, where is it now?
Okay, maybe I do this one. So
we do
we
science.
actually allow the children to explore. So this is a very common question for science, right? When we show this kind of question, the children actually they cannot relate to it because it's just a diagram. So at BlueTree, right, we let the children explore. So when we come to this question, you can go to the next slide. You'll find that we try to explain with real experiments, right? And this is what we are really known for, science experiments, hands-on activity. And this sausage question, parents, do you find it very familiar? Yeah, it actually came out in one of the PSLE question. So, but this is something that we actually do very often in BlueTree. Okay, we will always show them this frozen food. So our children definitely gain an advantage, right? During that paper, they all say, question you did it with us before. And like, yeah. Okay. But this is also to show you the importance of engaging your children at home when you can, right? So this is also where we extend a little bit of learning with them with a real life application question. Okay, and then for math, I think next slide.
Here we get the children to explore things in the classroom, not just like doing pen and paper. So they get to measure things around them. Okay. Yeah. And so after they get to, if you do not know, all right, the area of circle, circumference of circle, all these formulas that we use that our teachers used to make us memorize, right? It does comes with some research. So now that we equip our children to have all these knowledge, right, it's easier to explain how the formula comes about rather than, shuffling it down their throat and say, you have to memorize C equals to pi D. Okay, so we extend it beyond, like, talk about the Singapore flyer, the kind of equipments, the amount of materials that needs to be ordered in to fix this thing. All these are done with calculations of formulas. Yeah, so our teaching philosophy and why it works at BlueTree and our students, because of this framework, it helps to transform the unmotivated learners to be motivated learners. It helps them to become more confident of themselves, right? Rather than just first lesson, do worksheet. I can't even do the question. So we start off with the exploration stage to, instill that interest first. And it is, they won't be judged, and everybody is learning, inquisitive and curious. So that helps them, okay, to build confidence in that process.
Okay, I don't know what you all feel about confidence, parents. We always say confidence is so important, right, in life, in everything. But truly, because we have taught thousands, actually just now, yesterday Faith was trying to write the numbers, and then we are trying to establish exactly how many students we have taught. We really have taught more than 10,000 students, okay? Yeah, so after teaching so many students, right, really confidence is really not an underrated word. All right, parents, you must really remember that you must try to instill that confidence in your child. We have seen children who didn't do well, all right, as academically, I'm talking about when they were younger, but because their parents really put in a lot of effort to build their confidence in them, they all grew up very well. Yeah, they all grew up pursuing their interest, their passion, and they are very happy, right? So I think ultimately as parents, we want our children to be happy, with what they're doing and be happy with their lives. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
Yvonne, thank you.
Definitely laying a firm foundation is something very, very important. Okay. All right. So I guess parents, you are all very familiar with the streams and the AL systems. Okay. I think we don't need to really go into the details, but if you're really still unsure, please go and check.
Reminder, please go and check. Yeah, to take a look. For this one, I think maybe I want to just I just stress on this, okay? Although I don't know why MOE said that the balloting wasn't a lot. Okay, that was the official statistics. But last year, it was the first year. We really did hear a few students who unfortunately got balloted out. All right. So why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you this to chase every single band. I'm telling you this because you need to have this open talk with your child. Don't be fixated at only a certain school, all right, parents. Just in case, you know, do have that backup plan, and don't let the child feel that it's the end of the world, because I did have one student who unfortunately didn't get into her choice, and she felt like it was the end of the world because her mom only look at that school. And in the end, that school didn't manifest. So it was like like, can you imagine, like a bucket of cold water instantly. You know, they came back from staycation thinking that that is the school, and the mom even went to Carousel to buy the uniforms, you know, of that school, thinking she would definitely get in, but she did not because she got balloted out. So don't set that kind of expectation, right? Because at the end, you can handle the disappointment because you're an adult. Your child can't. Okay,
So
so
the
do have a
keyword
few
is
choices. Few choices, yeah.
realistic expectations.
Yes, realistic expectation. Having a few choices is good. Have that open conversation is even better. I always emphasize not just one conversation, several conversations on the same topic. Okay, yes.
Agree,
Okay,
agree.
okay. Right,
Agree,
we can go
because my
on.
daughter is taking her PSLE this year.
Mm.
I'm the parent she is advising every day. Even though I've taught more than 20 years of PSLE kids. Yeah, we all go through it. We need support.
Yeah.
So look for the support, okay? The positive network that you can find, okay?
Yes.
Over here, yeah, so you know the AL system here, 21, 22 for express slash normal acad option. So if
Yeah,
it's
take note.
23, 24 will be normal acad, yeah. Is there any chance of
Yeah.
appeal at all? Curious. Any
No,
chance to appeal?
not at all. MOE make
Oh,
it very clear, not at all.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
And I've not known of any that has appealed
Mm,
successfully.
mm,
So sometimes, you know, we hear the anecdote evidence versus the what do you call it, the official information. So it tallies. So this one I don't think so. So don't, so 21, 22 is really this express option. Yes, you can, that's a good question. Yes, you can choose to go NA, can. But I will tell you that 21, right, for NA, that school should be also quite a academically strong school. Because 21, yeah, that means that school is probably like quite strong academically. Yeah. So do also think of like CCAs, environment, distance, you know, all these factors have to come in. Yeah. Now that my boy is in secondary school, I actually yeah, I appreciate the fact that we have some sense and just chose the nearest school, you know, that it's walking distance. I really yeah, I really appreciate that very much. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Okay,
take note of
okay.
that. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one. Thank you. And let's go on to the next one.
Yes.
This is the band that parents you have to take note of, okay? Because it's quite a wide band, 20 marks in
Mm,
that AL
mm,
range. Be realistic, okay, and see
mm,
if there's a possibility to bring it up to the next band. If not, you might want to look at other subjects that might have a
mm,
greater chance of bringing the 77 marks to 80.
agree. Yeah, if
Okay.
your child is already at AL6 and you have been struggling there for some time, maybe it's better to shift the emphasis on other subjects like teacher Faith mentioned. Yeah, that could be a better strategy in the long run. Yeah. The oral is coming, PSI
Yes.
oral. Okay, parents,
Yes.
PSI oral coming up. But mother tongue, please, 25% is a lot. Yeah,
Mm,
so yeah, do spend more time on that.
mm,
Yeah, it will be
mm.
helpful.
Please take note of the exam dates, okay? So this time round, first time ever in history.
First time for I think 30 years, you know, in history.
Never. I mean, in all
Never
my this
before,
20
huh?
teaching years,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we
I've never
double
met.
check and
Yes.
double check.
Triple
She said,
check.
true or not? Because usually it's Thursday and
Yeah.
Friday. So this time round they made it Monday, Tuesday. I think it's a pretty wise option, right? Because National Day break, you could see the
Mm,
break here. And then you can have the next subsequent few days to catch up and go for the exams for the first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Okay. Once this is all done, you can focus on the main paper. Okay. Go ahead and check the dates and log it into your calendar as well, parents. Are you ready to learn with me? I'm going to speed up. Learn some speed questions with me, okay? So I have narrowed down to 3 top speed questions that are quite difficult for children to understand. So if you think that I'm going too fast, later on what you can do is at the end of my slide, I just give you a short while. You can take a screenshot of it, okay? So this is a story about a same starting point and when will they meet. So Jack and Kira started their walk around a 6-kilometer track at 8 a.m. So this is how I've illustrated. They started at the same point, but went in opposite direction. And Jack's walking speed was 5 kilometers per hour and Kira's was 4 kilometers per hour. What I've demonstrated to you, okay, is what we need to teach our children to do and yourself as well, read and write approach. You don't have to read the entire question and then decide what you want to do. It will be a bit overwhelming. So as you're reading, you draw, read, and write, okay? So you can see this is what I want you to understand, that in every 1 hour, the total distance covered, do you know? You want to type in the chat? Total distance covered by both of them would be, you can all type in the chat, what's that number? Is it 5 or 4? Wow, we have so many smart students here. Yes, it's 9. Okay, so if he moves to the left 5 kilometers, she moves to the right 4. So 5 and 4, they will both cover 9 kilometers within that 1 hour. This is what we call one set. This is also a set approach hiding inside another topic. Okay, the concept is hiding in the topic of speed. So you see, I just put in the question. So before that, I didn't let you know what the question is, because after you have read this information, you can actually establish some information. Okay. So at what time did they pass each other the first time, since they might be going round and round? So the total time taken to cover 6 kilometers, time is equals to distance divided by speed. So you take the distance of 6 kilometers divide by the speed 9 kilometers done in 1 hour, and then you get 40 minutes. Okay, so if we put 6 over 9 as a fraction, reduce to the lowest term, you get 2/3. So you must remember to teach our children how to work this out, division in a fraction mode. This is much needed in paper 1, because if there's no calculator, they didn't know what to do with this. Okay, so remember to draw a timeline. They start off the race or the walk at 8 a.m. 40 minutes later, they finish at 8:40. So that's it. It looks very simple to you at this very moment, but in fact, this is a little harder than the usual, where I give you the speed, I give you the time and the distance, and with all the information feed, so that you know at which point they are at the park or at the house or at the library. Those questions are easier to execute. These are more thinking questions. Okay, are you done? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'll go on to the next question. So in 2017, just now that question was paper 1, and this question is found in paper 2. So there will be a total of about 4 to 6 marks allocated for the topic on speed. Hear me, 4 to 6 marks. 4 to 6% only. So one question, 2 marks can be found in paper 1. Then in paper 2, it can be a 2 mark, 3 mark, or 4 mark. Okay, so this is the second question. They're starting at different points and they're trying to do some catch-up game here and closing up the gap. You see, I've written some keywords there, and that's the concept. So when Latif started cycling from his home, Kelly was 90 meters ahead. You can see this. Okay, so due to time constraints, so I've drawn the picture, but in the lesson, we actually teach the children to just draw the line, we read, and we start putting the people on the distance line. Okay, so Kelly was 90 meters ahead of Latif, and Latif's cycling speed was 5 meters per second, and Kelly's jogging speed was 1 meter per second. They went the same direction without changing speeds. And what distance would Latif have cycled when he caught up with Kelly? This sentence seems like a little daunting, but actually in simple words is, when will he catch up with her? Okay, then calculate the distance. That's what it means. So you can see that the big gap is actually 90 meters because she had a head start. And in order to catch up, he needs to go faster by 4 meters per second. Okay, these concepts are also found across other topics like whole numbers, okay, volume. So hence, the small gap is the 4 meter to be covered every 1 second. So time taken to close up that big gap of 90 meters, okay, you divide it, you get 22.5 seconds. Once you have the time, so 22.5 seconds later, they would have met each other, okay? And all we need to do now is to find the distance, just apply the formula, speed times time. Okay, so the speed of Latif is 5 multiplied by the time, 22.5. And there you go. This is the distance Latif would have covered. So if they want to be, let me see, this is 22.5 seconds. This is the 1 mark. And then the last step over here is answer is 1 mark. So if they want, they could have given this question a 3 mark as well. Okay, so this question type could be 2 to 3 marks. Have you taken a snapshot of this? Because your child has probably the booklet, the PSLE booklet at home, and it doesn't include 2017 questions. That's why today I'm sharing with you some questions you're probably not able to get hold of. Okay, yeah, you have the 2018 questions and 2019 questions in the booklet. Okay, so one more speed question. They are starting at the same point, okay, same starting point because it's the race. And this question is pretty common. It had happened more than 3 times this 20 years of teaching that I've gone through. Okay, so maybe it's good to know this concept. May and Lin took part in a race, and May cycled at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. So both of them did not change their speed. This is the part I put in green. Lin covered half the journey and May was 3.5 kilometers ahead. Do you get this part? Okay, so let me put it this way. If I have $35 more than you today, tomorrow I also have $35 more than you. But in total, I have $70 more than you. Do you get the idea? Okay, so we're looking at half the distance. She's 3.5 kilometers ahead. So if you're looking at the entire journey, it is actually 2 sets of 3.5. This is actually a very deep concept. So the time taken is equals to distance divided by speed. It's quite easy to just pull out the formula, but the tricky part is when to pull out the formula, correct? So I think one of the tips for you is to encourage your child to work out speed questions by writing sentences, exactly like how I'm writing it now. It will make a lot of sense, okay? And it's more meaningful that way. So the time taken to cover this extra 7 kilometers, okay, you divide by the speed of 20. Now you find that it's 0.35 hours, which is 21 minutes. Okay, this is paper 2. You can use a calculator. Now this 21 minutes is actually the extra time because this 7 kilometers is the extra distance. Okay, the word is extra. So May is actually, so the interpretation is this. If I'm more than you, then you have less than me. So if Lin takes 21 minutes longer, that means May was 21 minutes faster. Which version works better for you? It's different from child to child. Okay, so if your child thinks that 21 minutes longer is easier for him to understand, he needs to stick to this language. And of course, what time you end the race, remember to draw the timeline. Do not add. If the examiner sees 10.45 plus 21, okay, correct answer, full mark, but minus 1 mark for that expression of taking time plus duration. Do you hear that? Do not add time plus duration. You must always draw a timeline. Okay, can I give you 3 counts to take a screenshot of this? 3, 2, 1. I hope the school teachers have already started to teach speed in school, because it takes a while for the children to understand and internalize this topic. Okay, all right. 2 years ago, there's this question. I wanted to bring this out because repeated identity, quantity times value, dealing with coins is the hardest for children to conceptualize. So we use tic-tac-toe approach at BlueTree to consolidate the information to solve it. Let me show you how. So this is how we draw the table. Andy saved a total of $108 in coins in his coin box. Total of the coins saved were $1 coins. So you can start writing, it's $1 coins. As you go on reading, it says there were 3 times as many $1 coins as 50-cent coins. Then you know, there are 50-cent coins. And the remaining are 20-cent coins. So this is the power of read and write. You have information. 2 units for the $1 coins. And this is the part that children tend to make mistake. They write 2:3. It's actually 2:1, the remaining ones. And of course, the second ratio is on the second line that we reread again, 3 times $1 coins to 50-cent coins. As you see, the repeated identity is $1 here, and the LCM will be 6 units. Okay, this is basic. Primary 5, they have learned this. They just need to put this idea together and work it out with the concept that they have learned. So changing to the common ratio, 6:2:1, understanding the concept of what one set is. One set is made out of 6 $1 coins, 6 times 1, 2 50-cent coins, plus 1 20-cent coins. So put together, you have $7.20, but this is one basic set. Everything is $108. So when you divide it, you get 15 sets of everything in this box. How many coins did Andy save? Do you have an answer, children? Can you all type in the chat what your answer would be? Very quickly. 3, 2, 1. Take a look at the way I present the word one set. It's a very, very good reminder, okay, what 720 is. Someone says it's 135. Nice. So we'll take 15 times 9 units, which is 6 plus 2 plus 1, 9 units of coins, 135 coins. Thank you. Thank you for the responses. Shows that you are on the right track. Would you like to take a picture of this? Okay. So I think our strength is to teach children how to present in a very structured manner, okay, very systematic, easy for them to follow through. Of course, later on, they can scale down the words that they write, like total. Instead of write total number of coins saved, you can write total, but this is for teaching purpose. I want you to understand and have the notes with you. Okay. One last question for you. Is this the same question? Let me just, it must be a duplicated slide. Okay, I'll pass over the time to Teacher Joe to tell you more about PSLE science, and I'll be listening attentively because I want to learn as well.
Hey, I'm like the what the sesames, the trash bin guy.
Oh, I need to help you to click.
Of course, you can watch the replay, no problem. Should you? Can you give me the control of the clicking?
I'm not good at this. Do you want to open your PowerPoint? You can open your PowerPoint.
Yes. Okay.
You go ahead and share.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. All right.
Parents.
Very good. You have survived one period.
I hope the questions I've gone through help you to, have a better idea, okay, of the important type of questions you need to know. I used to share a lot of FRP because the last 2 years has no speed questions. Okay, so these 3 speed questions are really a bit more challenging for our young children. So you might like to go through with them again. Okay, after the lesson, could you please give me the link? Not so fast. We will need time to process the video, and we will share it on the platform again. Yeah.
Give
Do
me
you
a
have any
second,
other questions? Yes, I'll entertain them. Please, parents, you can.
Teacher Faith, your slide is the combined slide?
The one that I sent you in the chat.
Is a combined slide? No.
Yes, it's combined. All inside, all together.
Oh.
I can guide all topics for math except speed. My
I
brains.
think that you gave me the wrong one.
Oh, I did. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
don't
you
worry.
gave me the wrong
I
one.
send you now. I send you now. It's
Ah,
easy.
no. It's all right. Sorry. I'll go on. Sorry, everybody. I'm on. Let me do this first. There's a question. See, teachers also have to. Yeah. Here we go.
Do you get it?
No. It's okay. I'll do this one first.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The PSLE science, right? Okay. So these
Okay,
are the total number of topics that I've been talking about this for years. Okay, 5 teams and 32 topics. So the first thing you have to take note is science is a very content heavy subject. All right. So maybe I'll just emphasize, because I guess that we have a lot of primary 6 children and parents listening. Okay, so for diversity parents and children, to take note that it is about the general characteristics of the living things. Confirm guarantee child. Okay, one question will be on it. So when we talk about the general characteristics of the living things, right, I'm referring to the 5 groups that you have learned: the birds, the insects, the reptiles, the amphibians, and the mammals. You need to know the unique characteristics super well. Okay, so this one for diversity. Okay, diversity of materials is usually tested together with other topics, so you don't really have to worry too much. Usually the 2 properties that they will test you is strength as well as absorbency. Okay, so these are the 2, right? The rest of them they are quite the rest of the teams, all right, the topics are actually quite heavily tested in PSLE. For systems, do take note that the emphasis is on digestive system, and for the upper block is on respiratory and circulatory system. Okay, and for energy forms and uses, right, then there will be photosynthesis and respiration. So these are the emphasis in the different topics, okay, that you definitely want to take note. Okay, this is a bit strategic already. All right, here. Now, so for P5, if you're P5 parents here, I can't see the shared screen. Can still see it? No? Okay, let me try again. Is this okay? Let me know that you can see the reaction. I love the reaction. Okay, let me know that you can see it. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so here for P5 and P6 are key skills. Okay, of course we have the recall. Recall is like recalling the key concepts, the knowledge. Okay, and the other one, of course, is the building the science vocabulary. Now, this building science vocabulary, I think I should trademark this word. Okay, right? Okay, because we'll talk about keywords and key phrases, right? But truly, to me, right, to do well in science is more than keywords and key phrases. It's this entire science vocabulary, which also includes the experimental terms, right? So experimental terms for certain schools, they will call it science heuristics, but it's actually everything under this science vocabulary. And children typically don't do very well in science because they are not used to speak science. Right. So do you speak science now? Is it too late? To be honest, I think it's not very reasonable to speak science in daily life because it's like so much. But I think if your child is doing science, any form of science work, please insist on this science vocabulary. Right. So of course, this will form the first basis of knowledge, and the experiments, the process skills, okay, they will lead to the higher order thinking questions. So the knowledge plus the process skills, right, they will often lead to this explanation as well as real life application question, right? So if your child is at P5 and 6, right, your child should be here, whereby the knowledge should be like A star star, and the process skill also A star star. The explanation and the real life application is like developing. But what happens is if you find that your child is struggling at explanation and struggling at real life application, right? One of these confirm might be lacking. So if it is, then you will have to spend a little bit more time focusing back to the basic skills that they have not done well. This group of children, they are like the COVID students. We call them the COVID learners. So when they were at primary 4 and 5, which is to me very critical years of learning, they actually didn't manage to build their foundation in knowledge very well, because the online learning, and then there's so much unknowns. So often I find that this P6 2022 students, they are lacking in knowledge. So it's good to go back, test and quiz your child more on that. Okay, right, let me go on. Right, the art of science, right? So is it must memorize model answers? Is it applying about keywords? Yes and no. So like I said just now, it's not just about applying the right keywords. Your child also needs the knowledge. Your child also needs the right answer techniques. Now, do you memorize the model answers? The answer is a very, very loud no. N-O, no. Your child can memorize keywords and key phrase, but certainly not model answers, because children are not like us, parents. They are not so flexible, because of their age. So when they memorize model answer, what I find is a lot of them, they will end up using the answers in a wrong context, right? The question looks similar to something that they have done, but it's actually not the same, right? So just be aware of that, right? So I always tell the students, CSK, in order to do well in science, right, you need content, you need skills, you also need knowledge, right? Okay, so these are some of the PSLE questions that have come out in PSLE before, and I'm going to show you, okay, why firm foundation in concepts matter so much. So this question came out, and I will tell you that this question, right, a lot of students didn't manage to do well. Okay, so this is they tell you that it's a moss and it's a non-flowering plant. Okay, and they say that it grows well at the bottom of the tree trunks. So there's this key information here, all right, okay, which is about tiny non-flowering plant. But concept check, non-flowering plants actually do not have flowers and fruits. Okay, and actually moss can grow well under very little light. That's why they can grow at the bottom of tree trunks in forest. So you see, before I go to the concept check, does your child know what is a non-flowering plant? Okay, so before you go to the, if you are studying with your child, don't rush into the answer. Don't rush into the answer. Just ask the child, is non-flowering plant? Boy, tell me. Girl, tell me. What is non-flowering plant? Koko, tell me. Meme, tell me. Yeah. So when they tell you, then you listen to how fast they can tell you the answer. You will actually kind of like know where your child stands in content. Children who are very, very strong in their content, they are able to tell you the concept that I just wrote that here, that non-flowering plants do not have flowers and fruits, right? 3 seconds. Children who tend to be unsure, you can hear more, a lot of cursing, all right? So do go through this content very often. If you have younger children, this is a must for science. Go through that content building first, okay? Then after that, ask them, does it mean it's a tree trunk? It's a tree trunk. You will be very surprised your child doesn't know what a tree trunk is. A lot of children tell me, Teacher Joe, tree trunks are stem. Then I'm like, or they'll tell me, tree trunks are barked. B-A-R-K. I'm like, huh? You'll be very surprised. You can ask your child right now, what's a tree trunk? Is a tree a plant? Is a tree a plant? You just have to ask this kind of question to your children. You will know how much they know. And forest, what's a forest? Yeah, Singapore children don't have forest. There's no such thing as forest. So what's a forest? So when you tell them what's a forest and tell them that in the forest there's many trees, you actually help them to visualize. Oh, so there isn't much light. Okay, then you tell them, remember last time mommy brought you to the Bukit Timah, and they say, it's like a forest. Okay, so next one, a gardener wants to grow moss in a garden. So what he should do to grow the moss well? Moss, like all plants, actually need water to thrive. Okay, so for this one, the answer is actually 2. But do you know that many children chose 3? Many children chose 3. They say that, oh, grow the moss under bright sunlight. But the question already told you that it grows well at the bottom of tree trunk. So it already tell you that the moss doesn't need light to grow well. In fact, it hates light. Okay, so why did the children get confused for such question? It seems like such a straightforward question, but why they got confused? Because first, their concepts are not strong. So obviously, these children have not come across the word moss, and also they assume that all plants, because the children learn all plants need light to grow well, need light, but the amount of light differs. So that's adaptation. Okay, so from this question, you can see that firm foundation in concepts come in. All right, another question, which is to do with skills. This time around is the next S, skills. Okay, so about malaria, and this is the question. When this question was tested in PSLE, the children after PSLE they want to tell me the question, and the first thing that they tell me about this question is there's a very, very difficult question about what? Maria, about Marie. I'm like, huh? Maria, Marie, Mary? It's a girl? Maria, Marie. Malaria? Because they talk about the mosquito, you know, the mosquito A. I'm saying malaria. They say, malaria. After that, it just dawned upon me that, oh my God, because our children always hear about dengue fever. They actually never heard of malaria, this disease. Actually, parents, do you all know that both malaria and dengue fever, the mosquito is the same? They are both carried by the Aedes mosquito. Do you all know that, parents? So this knowledge, are they able to learn it from the teachers? Not quite, right? Unless they have a teacher like me that always give them funny facts and information, right? Correct, right? So how will your children be able to build that knowledge? Okay, science magazines is one, YouTube videos is one, National Geographic is one, your conversation is the most, right? So you have to engage your children with this kind of sometimes some facts, you know, you can tell them, hey, you know, that day I read, you know, that day I went to the webinar, and then this teacher, Teacher Joe, told me, do you know that the Aedes mosquito can spread dengue fever, malaria, and the other one, I think what's the other one? There's another disease that the Aedes mosquito also can spread it. Okay, right? Yeah. So must definitely expose your child. All right. The next thing that they got very confused, right, is this experiment. They actually got scared. All right. So this experiment has a lot of information. There's a string, there's a mosquito inside, there's white shirt. This is not a familiar context. So when you see this kind of question, go slow, you know, ask your child again, what do you understand? Tell mommy what you are. Don't judge your child. Don't say things like, you don't know, you don't know. We don't use this kind of words, okay? We just encourage our children. Yes, yes, tell me more. Yes, okay, you're not sure. Okay, come, let's talk about this together. Step 1, step 2, step 3. All right. And then next one here, all right, he counted and he repeated the experiment. Okay, so state a hypothesis on how the smell affects its attractiveness to mosquito A. So this is where the skill comes in because of the word hypothesis. So this 2020 question, all right, this word hypothesis, right, even surprised the teacher because for the last 20 years, the word hypothesis was never tested. Never. After that, right, they tested again, I think in 2021. All right, so last year, so hypothesis. So hypothesis, right, basically is a logical question, logical guess, all right, based on experiment. Right, so that is the skill part. And all the skill here, okay, parents, is actually linked to experiment, the experiment skills. So if your children cannot do such question, right, this indicates that you need to help your child to build the experiment skills. Okay, so to build experiment skills question, okay, if you go to our website, BlueTree Education, I've actually prepared many learning notes free for you to download. You can download any of them. All right, go and learn the experiment terms, understand them, learn together with your child. Read my blog together, read my learning resource together. I'm very sure after that your child will at least gain better understanding in what is aim, what is conclusion, what are variables. Okay. All right, next one. All right, 2018, another answer skills. You know why I like to teach science? I always tell the children, you don't know why I like science? I love science because I find that when you learn science, you actually understand the world better. So I always tell the children, learn science well so that you can find solutions for today's problem. And that's why you're learning science. So you will find that the PSLE question, many of them are very real life experience, real life application, right? So this is about bananas, right? And they tell you that it contains chlorophyll. So when this question appeared, the children, the first thing they did was, teacher, there's an error in the question. And the teacher were like, okay, they will go and see, they were like, a lot. My friends were telling me a lot of children raised their hands because, again, back to the content, our children only think that leaves contain chlorophyll, but now with this question, we all know that it's not correct. Okay, it's any plant part, many plant parts actually contains chlorophyll. So parents, do you all know that bananas contain chlorophyll because it wants to make more food to make itself more sweet so that it can attract animals for disposal? Broccoli, which is a flower, also contains chlorophyll, parents, because its leaves are so small, it is very ineffective in making food for the plant, right? So there are many information like that actually in the supermarket, right? Sometimes they do right. So if you bring your child to supermarket, you can ask them to read labels, right? Okay, so here, right, growing upwards, so suggest a reason. So again, the skill for here is actually more like analyzing the question. Okay, you need to remind your child that don't go and attempt to find errors in the question. It is quite unlikely that PSLE there will be an error. Quite unlikely. Okay, so tell them instead, if that you think that there's an error, more likely is something that you don't know. So if you don't know this and it's tested, learn to use the information that they have provided to help you with answering the question. Okay, so the skill here is actually using the key information to help them. So you always tell the children, the question is your best friend. Right? So the word chlorophyll, right, actually indicates that it is actually about photosynthesis. Right? Another question here, this one here is the part B. And same thing, you see, if your children do not know what is experimental setup and what is control setup, right? They also will not be able to answer this question, okay? So actually the change variable here is the presence of gas X, right? And the measured variable is the speed of the bananas ripening. So your child must know what's experimental setup, what's control setup, what's change variable, and what's measured variable. Okay. Now that I've talked a lot already, and y'all realize that some of you are feeling like, oh my God, PSLE science is like rocket science. It's so hard. There's so many things to remember. And you are very scared for your child. Can my child remember all this? Okay, so parents, you must remember your child has 4 years of science education. I tell the children, you have 4 years of science education. So in case if you think that this is a primary 6 topic, no, parents, do you all know that this topic is a primary 3 topic? Your child actually learned about change variable, measured variable, experimental setup, control setup in primary 3. So what happened over the years? How come they didn't remember? So that is where we are doing science work. You must speak science. You must use the science vocabulary. And also, sometimes when the children share with me, teach the technique. Okay, what's a control setup? Oh, I like that question. What's a control setup? Okay, a control setup is actually a setup, right, that has the changed variable. All right. The control setup is the one that with the changed variable only, right? Experimental setup is the one with the changed and the measured variable. Okay. So that is the difference. Yeah. So what happened was, if your child is unable to tell you, right, parents, is because, like say, the science vocabulary and also the reinforcement. Science, right, among the 4 subjects has the least number of periods and therefore the least number of homework. And when the homework comes, it's always like in a huge stack, like in the form of like answer sheets, like a booklet, like a lot of questions. So in the end, the children often find it very hard to complete their work because unlike math, maybe the teacher gives like 5 questions or 6 questions. For science, right, often you find that your children have like 20 questions, like MCQ. But doing more, right, sometimes it's not more. Okay, so later I will share more with you. Thank you. Keep the reactions coming. I love it. Yeah, because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, the next one here, the science keywords, right? The science keywords. Science keywords are important. So like this is another 2018 question, right? So some children will write this. Sheet Z has more heat, so it became longer. Is this correct? No, I think if I have P6 children here, my BT kids if you say yes, right, teacher Joe will go like, ugh. So no, this is definitely wrong. All right. So why? Because keywords is not here. The has is the wrong keyword. Longer, you're just repeating the question term. Why are you repeating the question term? Don't repeat the question term. So do not understand what is the concept of heat transfer. Now, if you look at your children's answer, right, if you find that your children always like to repeat the question, all right, your child definitely has an issue in understanding what the question is asking for. Okay. You just observe your kids, okay? From young, I observe them. If your child repeats your instruction, it's because your child doesn't understand it. If they repeat again, if they keep repeating, right, it's because they are trying to seek understanding in that repeated statement, right? So if your child writes repeated answer for science, your child actually doesn't understand. So I always tell the children, don't do waste in action, don't do waste in action. Instead, right, try to understand, okay, what should be the correct answer, okay? Yeah, let's repeat. So some parent ask me, then look, here, it's the same. All right, so no, okay, so this is definitely wrong, okay? Repeating is not incorrect, okay? So instead, right, it's about surface area and about gaining heat, okay, faster and expanding more. Right, another question, okay, another one that, this one's super duper common. This is a super duper common question. In fact, I just finished this question with my primary 4 girl yesterday. That's right, you heard me, parents. This is a primary 4 question. In fact, all the questions that I showed you just now, the PSLE question, parents, this is a primary 3 question, primary 3 topic. This is a primary 4 topic, parents. Primary 4. Okay. This is a primary 6. Primary 6 question. This is a primary 3 question topic. Okay. And this is a primary 4 topic. And yet our primary 6 children are finding it difficult. So we need to definitely spend more time with them for science. Okay, so science is not really a very easy subject to score. So you see that, the MOE, right? Okay, so if primary 4, there's only four periods per week, 2 hours, 4 periods of science per week. So how is a child going to gain mastery with that 4 periods in a week? Very hard, right? So you must help your child to do more science at home. Okay, right. So this one here, yeah, hot water. So we all know hot water means that the heat will flow to the inner wall first, right? But this is wrong. So why wrong? Never write keywords, okay? No comparison, no referencing, and it's such a general answer. It's an answer that we will say in our daily lives. Heat flows to the inner wall first. Heat flows to this part first. This is a very general term, but you cannot use this in science. You have to refer, okay? And how do I know that this is a compare question? Because of the word hotter. Yes, I have a question here. Susan, you would like to ask me? Do you want to speak or you want to type for me? Hi, you can talk if you would like to. Would you like to ask question? Your child? Okay, maybe later. Okay, here. So this one here should be the more heat from the hot water, right, was transferred to the inner wall as it was in contact with the hot water. So that should be the answer. Okay, so you see, sounds like it's the same, but there is a lot of keywords used here that shows deeper understanding. Because when you say that heat flows to the inner wall, the child actually didn't show understanding about direct contact with hot water. And that is actually one of the key phrases. Okay. Right, another one, okay, here, this one here, the cup actually cracked. Okay, so it's because it actually gained more heat, all right, and then it expanded more. And I like this question very much. This is actually a real life question because this will happen. It is a very possible scenario that can happen in the kitchen. But maybe because these days the materials are very good, I don't know, a little more expansion. So we don't see this. But when I was young, I don't know whether you remember, parents, you know, there's this plastic cup and inside is actually glass. I remember that this will happen if you pour boiling water straight away. So you need to let it cool down a bit, right? Okay, so these are all the real life, the PSLE questions. Okay, so this is one of our testimonial for Teacher Cole. Okay, I'm sure there's Teacher Cole students here. Any Teacher Cole students? Yeah, so Teacher Cole is always very patient and always make the learning very interesting. I've seen some already, yes. And so far, his students, you know, are really enjoying exploring science with him very much. Okay, he's a very engaging teacher, right? And of course, here, okay, we have other testimonials, okay, whereby we talk about ABC techniques, you know, how we use the technique to help the teacher, okay, to students, right, help the student to improve on their section B, okay? And this is for this student of mine, yes, this student. So he joined us very early. His parents were very aware that Caden, right, actually needed consistent help throughout, okay? So since P3, right, he already started joining BlueTree. He ended up being the top student in his school for PSLE. Okay, so parents, I just want to remind you that if you have younger kids, don't consistent work is important. Don't join us like last minute, okay? It takes time for your child to master techniques, you know, to master the skills, right? Okay, so I also promised that I was to show you some study smarter tips, okay, from what I've read from the university paper. Okay, so bear with me. I know that I overrun. Okay, I'll just take another 10 minutes. Okay, so but how? Ready? This is very good, okay, because after I read about this, right, I was like, wow, things that I thought I knew, but I don't know. Okay, first one. Now, science is a content-heavy subject. A lot of reading is required, right? But children, parents, reading is not studying. Okay? So when you tell your child, hey, go and read Teacher Joe's notes, go and read your school notes, then after that come back, you realize that there is no improvement because your child is not active engaging with the notes. So when you if you want your child to really learn, active engagement is the key. So how to active engage, all right? Reading of notes especially, okay? Ask them to read to you. Dramatize the reading. You know, dramatize the reading. That means you are the audience, okay? Or read to the hamster. That means must engage with the learning notes. Read to the sky. Read to the stars. It must really feel like they are like doing a bit like speech and drama, that kind of feeling. Okay, so this is one way. All right. And the other thing is for science, okay, you're studying, right? Okay, active engagement, okay, is you read the notes already and immediately you practice it on a topical practice. That means read and practice immediately because your child is able to engage immediately on a question. So that's also considered as active engagement. Yes, question, yes. There's a question. Oh no. Okay, a child, I think maybe accidentally press. Another way, right? Active engagement, right? Another way is to oh my god, I just lost my thoughts, my train of thoughts. It went off. The train went off to City Hall MRT station. Okay, so the other thing about active engagement, oh yeah, I remember now, okay, parents, is to use videos, YouTube, okay? YouTube videos, even TikTok, okay? Those are also considered as active engagement. But of course, that one is a bit tiring on you because you will need to curate the right videos. So don't worry, okay? So you can go to BlueTree. So BlueTree YouTube channel is definitely a curated channel. So if you click and you just play all, I'm very sure you just play all, that will be already a very good studying session for your child. All right, next one. Now we all know this, right? Organization and planning. Okay, but here I'm going to teach you the method. You need to gather all the materials for one topic. So like all the BlueTree learning notes, all the school notes, all the schoolwork and put them into a pile, and then after that label each pile with the topic and study by topic. So for example, water cycle, gather everything, all right, and then label it, and then you can study by topic. Okay, this is what I did last year with my son. I actually organize all his materials together. I bought these colored files from Popular. You know, those tin colored files, they sell like 50 files per, I think 50 files for $30. So what I did was I put all the materials into one single file and label by topic. And when he finishes, I will tick. And if I think that he needs to review it again, I will put a star. So actually, I help him to organize the information. Now, this one cannot be done by children unless your child is extremely organized by nature. This has to be done. Unfortunately, parents, you are the secretary. Okay, so you have to do the secretarial work. So if you can do this for your child, right, I can guarantee you that you will see that your child is able to study more efficiently. Okay, 2 more tips. Here, next one, space out. Yeah, space out. So actually distributed these benefits more. Don't ask your child to sit there for more than 1 hour, like or 2 hours. Okay, so anything in this paper, right, it's been proven again and again. It's not just this paper, but I've seen so many papers again and again and again and again. Anything more than 1 hour, parents, is not effective. Okay, so the way to do this is to work a short time on each class every day. So for example, you do a few problem sums in a day rather than everything just before the class. Okay, so this will actually help to retain the information better. So if you are doing the revision now, it's better to break up the paper into 2, all right, which is MCQ first, then OEQ, okay? But of course, you need to also do the exam stamina thing, okay? Because you want to make sure that your child can sit there for 1 hour, 45 minutes. So this one here, I would say you have to like maybe, how should I put it? Rotate. Yeah, rotate the different things that you want to do, okay? All right, next one here. Silence is not golden, okay? So there are 2 ways about this. So the first one is background noise actually can help your child to concentrate more. Actually, having a study environment with no noise, right, parents, is not beneficial at all. Because our children, they have all studied with substantial amount of background noise because the school environment is actually quite noisy, right? And Singapore is a city. So city, we always have this traffic sound, some noise. So actually some background noise is actually good. So background noise can be like the spinning of the fan, or the aircon blowing. Okay, it cannot be completely quiet. Okay. And the other thing is active studying is actually not silent, right? You can let your child read aloud the sentence, read aloud the study materials, because some children may be auditory learners. And when they study aloud, right, they actually can retain the information better. Okay, so these are the 4 tips that I got from this university paper, and I hope that it will help you, help your child, to study smarter, right? Okay, so Teacher Faith, this is the timeline that just now we shared with you. Teacher Faith, are you there? Teacher Farhan, are you there?
Yes, we are here. We are here.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, Teacher Farhan. Oh, there's a parent who said a branch in Tampines would be great. Yes, that could be our 6th branch. You pray hard, okay? Hey, Teacher Farhan. Wait.
Teacher Farhan.
Yeah. Okay, we would like
Yes.
to introduce Teacher Farhan.
You can switch on your camera.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, this is Teacher Farhan. Yeah, okay,
Nice to
he
meet
is
all of
our
you.
new teacher. Yeah, and maybe we
Yep.
let him introduce himself to all of you parents. Please don't go away. Please don't go away. Give me a chance. Yes, Teacher
Okay,
Farhan,
so
go ahead.
yeah, my name is Teacher Farhan, and I'm actually quite new to BlueTree. I've had some experience teaching, and I look forward to seeing all your kids, teaching kids. It actually brings me a lot of joy to see the kids smile, laugh, and most importantly, the sparkle in their eye, when they actually understand what you're saying. That sound that they make when they go, oh, it's extremely satisfying to know that I have done a good job and they understand what I'm talking about. Because oftentimes you rattle on as a teacher and they look at you and you're kind of worried because you don't know if they get it or not. And then finally you hear that, oh, and then yeah, you did a good job.
So
So,
teacher
yeah, and
Ferran actually teaches math and science. And so some of the children here may have been taught by him before, right? Yeah. Okay. So teacher Ferran, you will be starting new classes soon, right? Maybe you would like to
That's
tell the
right.
parents where, which branch?
So I will be teaching at Coronation, Singapore Shopping Centre, Kovan, as well as actually I go wherever I'm needed lah. So I can also relieve classes. So I might encounter your kids there.
Yeah, we
And
have
if
some
I'm
new
needed,
slots for teacher Farron already. So yeah,
Yep.
when yes, so you can check out all the details on our website. Yep. So he'll be teaching from primary 3 to primary 6 math science classes. Yeah.
Yep.
Looking forward.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we would also like to share one of the thank you, parents. We would also like to share that in August, we are actually running this PSLE masterclass for where is it? Oh no.
Is there?
Oh, yeah, we have this
Then,
PSLE
okay.
masterclass that we're running for all the 4 subjects. Okay, and for PSLE oral, okay, the language subjects, right, would be definitely over this National Day holiday, parents. Okay, if you want to gain more, your children would like to benefit from last minute oral practices, mock exam, then yes, this is the master class to go to. But if not, teacher Faith and myself, we will be teaching on the 20th and the 21st of August, which is the last week of August. Yeah, okay, the PSLE master class. So this would be the last, is it the last? The second last. Sorry, the second last master class. Yeah, okay, September, there's one more. So there's many of them who joined us in July, all right, July, and it was very well received. Okay, so you definitely want your child to benefit from our master class because we'll be sharing so much good tips that your child would be yes.
So
Lynn.
even for parents who missed the July one, they can still
Yes.
purchase our past videos, right?
Yes, in
Right.
Heights.
So
yes.
So why don't you just drop us, parents, if you're interested, you missed the July masterclass, because the topics will be different, our coverage is different. We want to support and help your children in this journey. Just drop us an email, contact@bluetreeeducation.com. Tomorrow, my admin will reply you with the details. Okay, so you can have a look and see if you'd like to purchase the past videos, and at the same time, register for the upcoming one. Okay. So we also have a Marks Accelerator program. If you're very familiar with our BlueTree program, we call it MAP. Okay, it's happening in the September holidays. It runs from primary 3 students right up to Sec 4 with all subjects, English, Math, Science, Chinese. So you can go to our website to book, or just drop us an email, contact@bluetreeeducation.com, and my admin will get back to you tomorrow with more information. Okay. So if you're interested to join our regular lessons, you can also drop us an email and my team will speak to you more.
Yes. Okay. So if you are keen, you can drop us an email at contact@BlueTree Education. Okay, wait, let me just help you here. And then all you have to do is just write masterclass. Okay. Sorry. My nose. Yes. Okay, we have more questions. Teacher Faith, your math question.
Yes, I'm
There's
reading.
a question about math heuristics.
If math heuristics is taught specifically during weekly lessons, separate series, or all lessons on its own, it happened all of it concurrently. So the math heuristics has to be taught on a weekly, bi-weekly, because now we have finished teaching our topics. We are going into exam practices, like what Teacher Joe has mentioned, not just like topical focused. So this week we are focusing on the topic on volume. So we actually spent like about 1 to 1.5 hours just dwelling into the topic on volume, and then they have a practice paper to do as well. Then subsequent week it will be rotated between heuristics and practice papers. We also have our PPC class. I'm not sure have you heard of it, which focuses only the PSLE prep course, which is like probably the last few sessions, which focus on heuristics, practice papers, consolidation at this very moment. You can drop us an email and our team will get back to you, and maybe I can also give you a call to speak to you more. Okay. Yes, masterclass taught by who?
By us. Yeah. Okay.
Must be us.
Yeah, because we got the OT. So of course
Okay.
the old ladies can OT.
So for the map, right, how is it different from masterclass? Masterclass is a 2-hour program. Okay, we pick questions to be discussed. As for the map, right, it's 2.5 per session, and there are 2 modules per subject. We can dwell deeper and extend more questions, more concepts. The coverage will be wider, so questions will not be repeated unless maybe it is a very important PSLE question or a particular type, right? Then you might see a repeat of about 2 or 3, you know, but otherwise you should not see repetitive of these questions in the different programs that you sign up at BlueTree. Okay. Will you two be teaching at Coven too, or only at a certain branches?
I've replied. Yeah. Please do consider a trial lesson with us, with BlueTree. Oh my God, what did I write with you? With BlueTree.
Did I read something like United States? Oh, by us.
Yeah. Cannot, that one is a sensitive word now. Yeah.
No, because I've inquiry
from
I just have inquiries from students from US to do online classes with us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, so you caught my attention.
I see. Yes. Okay.
Join the Facebook group.
Yeah. So parents, if you do help us to also spread the good word about BlueTree Education. Yeah. We'll be also sharing this recording. Yeah. You can feel free to spread the word. Spread the word. Share the video with your friends as well. Yeah. We are happy to benefit more people. Yeah. Let us know. Yeah. Let us know that how it was for you today. Right. Was it beneficial? Which part do you like? Which part do you think you would like us to share more? The deadline for booking the extra classes, the masterclass, for masterclass, Devin, it will be open, I think, all the way to mid-August. For MAP, right, the holiday program, I think until September. Yeah, the first week of September. Steph, for the MAP program, the Marks Accelerator program, no. There are physical class. You can go to our website to check it out. Yeah, because there's a lot of different combination and configuration. You can feel free to choose the branch you want and the time that you prefer. Yeah, but definitely limited slots because we will open up to our BlueTree students first. So typically they will take up quite a bit already. Yeah. Okay. Any others? Yes, Marks Accelerator for PSLE. Yes.
Yeah.
Last day for masterclass. I will tell you to please book as soon as possible. I have 7 more slots only. 7. Yes. Yeah. For PSLE MAP. Yes, it's for P3 to Set 3. If you want a specific teacher, you will. If you're our BlueTree parents, you will know that it's very fast. Yeah, it's very fast. It will be taken up.
The dates are on the website.
On the website already. You can go to the website to take a look.
It's on the website.
Yeah, I think it's on the. I think I'm teaching on the 3rd.
Don't try. You won't remember.
I'm sorry, I cannot. Yeah.
Remember.
But if your child is BlueTree child, you will get a priority first.
Yeah, there's some discount code you can use. So
and discount codes that you can use. For BlueTree children, there's a discount code. Okay, so if you're a BlueTree parent, don't book first, okay? Go and find that discount code.
It should be in your message. Your admin, the
message,
admin
the admin has messaged you. Go and look, okay? Yes. All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle, for that good feedback. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else who would like to tell us more? Something that you like, don't like?
Any dates? Okay, all the dates all answered.
Mm.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michelle. Very
Oh, your
encouraged.
son is in the Chinese oral. Okay, good. Yeah, welcome, Mai. Welcome. Yeah, that's Julia's mommy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you will get a discount. Your
If
child is
BlueTree
considered BT
child.
student. Yeah, BlueTree child. Do you receive the message?
The admin would have sent out the messages by this week. So you can drop them a text. Welcome. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
good
you,
night,
parents.
everybody.
We'll see you
Good
again.
night. Yeah.